Okay, friends, I told you I was going to bring you along as I did a little bit of cooking. First, I've got to have some dough to keep me going here this morning. One of the first things I want to do is I found some gluten-free puff pastry, and so I want to make a caramelized onion puff pastry with cheese. I've got these to go into that. So I need to get the onions going. So, got a pan on the stove. Oh yeah, and my supplements, which I probably need to do right now, because I am trying to keep up with things and not take everything all at once. I'm going to take some this stuff. This is supposed to support my veins. And I take a sublingual B complex. So that goes under my tongue. I also took, earlier this morning, I took some of this omega-3. This just comes in a little package and you squirt it out in your mouth. This is those essential amino acids, fatty acids that you get from fish. It's high absorption and it doesn't taste bad. I got the orange and just has a little citrus flavor to it, so not bad. I'm going to start this pan. Let's see, we don't need all of it. We're just going to go on low and slow. A little bit of EVOO in the pan. I'll add a little bit of butter later to brown it up, but let's get that heating so that we can get these onions started. So I watched a gal make this the other day and it looked really tasty. So I thought, well, I can do that. So I'm just gonna peel and chop this and get it into the fry pan. What I want to do is caramelize these onions, and it's low and slow, and it takes a while to get it where you want it. So let's just get these in the pan, and then I'm gonna start on some of those muffin things I was talking about. This has a lot of membrane to it. I suppose the membrane's good for you. Oh well. I emptied out the garbage can this morning, so it's good to roll. Don't have stuff getting in my way. To slow my roll, and I'm just gonna, I think I'm gonna need all of this onion. We'll see how this goes. I'm just thinly slicing this, like this, just nice and thin, so it cooks quickly and should be able to caramelize easily. Turn this, make it easier to get through all of this, and I'm not gonna make a full, let me see just how big that puff pastry is when I get it out of the box. What size pan we're going to need to use. I was thinking I would probably just use a sheet pan to make that. Yeah. Okay. Get that started cooking down. Let's take a look at this puff pastry and see just how big it is. This is Due for Pastry Kitchen all butter puff pastry, gluten-free, and non-GMO gluten-free rice flour, potato, tapioca flour, all the stuff that I can have. It has 1/7 of a sheet, has 100 milligrams of sodium, 14 grams of carbohydrates, less than a gram of fiber. You didn't expect that, less than a gram of sugar. So they're telling me to preheat the oven to 425, unfold the puff pastry into a sheet of parchment paper, roll out and make it 9 by 12 inch rectangle. Okay. Get this piece of parchment. Can't remember what store I found this in, but I'm sure you can research it and find it if you're interested. So it's a big square. And I think what I want to do, need to start warming up. Warming up the oven. Alright, so there's over here for now. I need to get this out because I'm going to be mixing up my muffins, and I need this out because I'll be doing some grating. Okay. So I think I will use this is a stone pan. It's bigger than a 9 by 12, but I'm okay with that. And I'm just going to take some EVOO and coat that. Because I think the first thing we want to get down on here is some of that cheese, because we want that to crushed up too. If I remember the recipe. Okay. Rolling pin and piece of parchment so I can press this out. out. This is gonna all puff up. I think it's wide enough, I just need it longer. Okay, so we'll work on the length. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, so what I want to put in there is some Parmesan and Romano. And this is going to end up being flipped over when we're done. So let me get this down. This is from Trader Joe's. So I want to get that melted. So into the oven, this is going to go. I'm going to do bake and start. Stir my onions around. See, they're starting to cook. Okay, those are looking pretty good. Looks dirty. There we go. So I'm going to set that on. Now, up next, remember I told you I wanted to do some kind of muffin something. So I've got this whole grain flour mix, flapjack waffle mix. Open this up, and instead they said to use banana. I don't eat banana because it gives me indigestion. So I'm going to use yogurt instead. I'm going to start. I'm going to start warming up some of these Power Blend Brussels sprouts, Napa College, kohlrabi, broccoli, carrot pale, because I'm going to incorporate this into something pretty soon too. So let's see what we can do with this. We've got, what's it say? 2 cups of the mix of brown sugar, not brown sugar. So I've got Truvia is a brown sugar substitute. Butter. 1/4 cup of butter melted. That into the microwave to melt. My coffee's ready and I'm not. So we'll give that a few seconds. And get some hot water in my coffee, dilute it down a little bit. Got good flavor here. I don't need full strength because I've already had a full strength cup this morning. So I'll dilute that. Okay. So I need, this is 1 cup measure. So there's 2 cups. And 3/4 cup of milk of choice. Okay. So my milk of choice will be silk almond milk. And we'll just eyeball 3/4 cups of that. This is the no sugar added. There's 5 essential nutrients, 50% more calcium than dairy, no sugar added, 30 calories in a whole cup. Good substitute for milk. Okay, so back here, we'll give this a quick stir. Starting to get some browning, which is what I want. Trying to get some good caramelization in there. See that browning going on? That's what I want. Put that back on. Grab a sip of coffee. Cheers. And moving on with this recipe. Okay, we got our milk, we need a half a cup of this brown sugar substitute. Oh boy, this has gotten hard. Brown sugar does this. Nothing wrong with it, just needs to be loosened up some. Okay. Overdo it. It's a half a cup. That in there. All right. Then it says an egg, cinnamon, vanilla, not big. That's not very big. So we'll change this up. What do I have? There's a bean powder. It's cocoa. I have to go to the pantry and get the big thing out. And there's the butter. There's the egg. Shouldn't take much of this to flavor. That's vanilla bean powder, Madagascar vanilla bean pods, and oh boy, that cinnamon's clear up on the top shelf. I think I'll pass on that. I've got some over here, saline cinnamon, that I use for drinks. So I can just a little bit of that in there. And we need how much? We want I wanted 2 bananas. I think I'm going to do a half a cup of this Greek yogurt. Yeah, that looks good. So let me get okay, oven's up to temp. That's perfect. So there's our muffin mix. And what kind of berries do I want in this? I think it'll be, whatever I got here. Got some cherries. I'm going to have to hit those. Let me do some blueberries. Yeah, I don't want to burn the oven. So I'm just going to turn that off and set it aside to cool down a little bit, because I don't want to put that hot stuff. Okay, our cheese is melted. So let's do go get a little more padding. Okay, there's the cheese. It is melted on top, and we're going to add our browned onion, our deglazed, what do you call it? Our caramelized, that's what I'm trying to say. The caramelized onion. We're going to put right on top of that. That's our flavor. Right there. That good browned onion. Get off of there, we go. There's that. Then I'm going to add some, what is this? This is Munster. So I thought Munster would be good in this. So this is going to be a cheesy onion something. Tasty bit pastry. Have it be packed with protein. It's not using any gluten, anything. So my body will like it. How about you? I'm going to use up this package of Munster here if I can. I think I can. So there's that. This one I can break in half. Half here and half there. And there we have it. Okay. So then, the puff pastry says preheat to 425. Okay, we're gonna put that on. Turn the oven up. Bring that up to speed. And add our blueberries to our Power Pancake Mix muffins. What do they recommend? Half a cup? Oh no, we need more than that. There we go. Get some blueberries in there. That'll be good for us. And we need, I put those. I need a muffin tin. There it is, a muffin tin. Spray that with some chosen avocado oil spray. That stuff really comes out fast. Okay, so we've got muffin tin, got our muffin mix with our berries and our cinnamon, our vanilla, all the good stuff. Did I forget anything? Mix milk, sugar, butter, egg, vanilla fruit. I think we're good. So this is going to cook 16 to 18 minutes at 350, so I'll have to turn that down again. But let me get a scoop. Let's start doing this. Much. So tell me how many this makes. I need to read the package better, don't I? So if you've done something like this before, let me know in the comments, because this is kind of a first for me, making muffins from this protein mix. to the last drop. Okay, maybe that one's still a little bit high. Move that over there. That's ready to go. Now, our cheese is melted. This one says, how long do we cook it for? Brush it with an egg wash. You know what else I think I'd like on here? Bake at 400. Well, they just told me to turn up higher than that. Doesn't give me how long. Okay. I think I'm gonna put this in and turn that back down. Let's see. That one. Okay. So, what I think I want on there are some of these sun-dried tomatoes would be good on there, right? Oh. Okay, if you don't know about this little trick, I've got this dealie up here that I could use for jar opening. Oh yeah. There we go. Yeah, sun-dried tomatoes, that's the ticket. So, let's get this over here. And we'll get a fork. And add some delicious sun-dried tomatoes. Why not? Make it your own. Add what you like. I just think this is going to give a nice chewiness to it and flavor. Oh yeah. And with that, maybe a few olives wouldn't hurt anything either, right? I never know if I'm pronouncing any of this stuff right, but it all tastes good, right? Okay, so there's that. And this is good fat. So on top of that, we'll add puff pastry. Like that. I'm just going to pierce it. Get some of that air out. So this is all experimental today, guys. I've never done any of this before. I hope it turns out. But these are the first two of several ideas I've had here. Got 12 minutes to go on that. And we will be back. So while that's in the oven, I'm going to start on another dish. I want to do those egg cups I was talking about. I've got some spinach. And in the pan over here, I've already started sweating down some veg. You can see that. So I'm getting that partially cooked. I'm going to grab this spinach. Rough chop this a little bit. Get it down to more manageable, chewable size. Release some of those good vitamins that are in there. You know, a lot of vegetables are better if you cut them, like broccoli. It's supposed to release better things for your body. I didn't know all that. You know, I learned so much just watching these doctors and people that tell you all about it on YouTube. Okay, so there's my spinach. Put that in there. And I also want some green onion and some zucchini. Bit. Spinach doesn't take long to wilt. Spring onion has a wonderful flavor. I think it'll enhance the egg mixture. So I've got two stalks, two onions here. Don't know how big a batch this is going to make. I'm going to use 6 of these nice pasture-raised eggs. Chopped so they can go in the pan, and then we'll also grate a little bit of this zucchini. Trying to get all these colorful vegetables in my meals, so I'll just get And we're going to want a little bit of milk and cheese. Let's start with the eggs. Oh, those are good healthy chickens. See how strong that shell is? You can tell, you know, I raise chickens. I can tell by the color and the strength of the eggshell and all of that, just what we're dealing with here. These are good eggs. It's 3, 4, 5. And the color of the egg is from the chicken. You know, if you've got a red chicken, you're going to get a brown egg. If you've got a white chicken, you're going to get a white egg. So don't let the color fool you. Oh. Just like this. Grater. A little bit of almond milk. Quick look in here, those are looking pretty good. This is cooking up. Some good healthy veg. And a little bit of seasoning. A little salt. This is pink Himalayan salt and black pepper. Well, you know what we didn't add, which I should, is add a little bit of cumin. Oh, get it open. A little bit of muffins. Muffins might be ready. Get a toothpick. See if it comes out clean. You guys know this trick? Big ones. Yeah, I think they're done. Where'd that buzz come from? Okay. Those are ready to go. I'm gonna turn that up a little bit. So, I don't know if you can see this, guys. These are our blueberry protein packed muffins. I'll get them out to cool in a little bit. Then, let's pull this off the heat to cool down. That way. Alright, get a fork, a longer one. We will get this started. I want those eggs to be flavorful too. This is the almond milk. Do a splash of that. That should be enough. And then get my grater out and the cheese. Okay. Cook time. Okay. Yeah, I think that's got a little ways to go. So, I've got some Romano. I'm going to flavor this up with. Add a little more protein. I could add some cream cheese or cottage cheese or something like that to this too. You just do you. this ground up. It's about, I think that's about half a cup, maybe a little bit more. Okay. Put on that. I don't want this to start cooking the eggs. That's why I'm waiting for those veggies to cool down a little bit. This is still pretty hot. Get a fork. See how these turn out. Oh yeah, they look pretty good. One thing I didn't bring when I moved were my cooling racks. So this is just a rack out of my air fryer. Works. But I need to cool these off. I don't understand this stove. It wants to shut off in the middle of everything. Do not turn off. It's not done cooking. Have to get a little bit warmer. Take a look at one of these. See how they turned out. Make sure we got all the way done. There you have it, guys. Very tasty. Okay. Get this other scoop. Let's see if I can get this to work. these are egg and vegetable cups. Great for a quick breakfast. Oops. If you can get it in the pan. And that on the floor. So I put 6 eggs in here, so that means there should be half of an egg in each one of these cups with all the veg. Okay. This is really good. Okay, I should take a spoon and even a couple of those out. So this one's got a lot, this one does not. It looks better. So these are going in the oven. Let's see how this is coming. Oh yeah. Yeah, I think that's ready to come out. And this can go in. That's heavy. Oh, it's singing a little song to us, guys. Okay. In you go. We will put this. Start. There. I'm going to set it at bake 350 start, and I think I'm going to go for cook time. We'll go for 15 minutes to start. See how that goes, okay? Oil off of the cheese because we don't need all of that. This is our puff pastry on the top. So I'm going to pour that into a cup here in the sink. And then, see if I can't get this loose from the pan. That'll be the challenge. The dishes are talking back. Okay. Let's see how we can do this. Got a pizza knife. Crazy oven. look at it all the time. I never know what it's doing. It cuts a little bit better. Let's cool down a little bit. Okay, friends, so this is what we've made today. I just took the egg cups out of the oven. They're still pretty hot, so I don't know if I can even get it out of there until it cools down a little bit. I'm gonna try to get one of these out so we can take a look at it. Whew, hot, hot. So, I'll get a sharp knife. Down in here and see what this looks like. So there's our egg and veggie cup. There's our blueberry power muffin, and here's our puff pastry with onion and cheese. Okay, friends, so after a day in the kitchen, this is what we ended up with. This is the puff pastry with the cheese and the onion and tomato. These are the little egg cup things. They're just cooled now, so I should be able to remove them, put them in some freezer bags, and just freeze them up and pull them out as I need. And then these are the Kodiak Power Cake muffins. So remember, we used the gluten-free puff pastry to do this. I did taste it. I did taste the egg. And I did taste the muffin. And they're all good, you know. I can eat every one of those and they will be good for me. So I hope you found this helpful and enjoy.